Hi everybody, welcome to the video for January, what I have read, or January wrap up. You may have noticed I have changed the name of the channel. It is still the wonderful channel that it always has been. We just did a name change to focus on everything bookish. Because that is the theme of the year. We're just gonna do all my book videos and enjoy a bookish life together. So January was a good starting month actually. We had 2 advanced reader copy arcs, which I will of course cover in my reviews. They are both February releases and both out. And then yeah, we had some average reads, some one book that hit my Hall of Fame, so it was a 5-star read, and some not so great either. We had one DNF as well. So yeah, we have our pile ready to start to go through everything. For one of the arcs I will pop an image up. I will pop like the stars somewhere on the screen as well, and I may during the session look at my reading journal as well, just to remind me of ratings and stuff like that. I'm just going to grab a drink. And then we can get started. I hope you guys all out there had a good reading January month as well. If not, I hope this month, February, is going well for you. Okay, so I started the new year off with a couple of new year reads. I loved my themed reading, and sorry. And if you've been hanging around on my channel for a while, you know that I love reading Christmas books and Halloween books. So this year I decided to do a couple of New Year books. So I started off 2026 by reading A New Year's Wish by Annette Lee. I believe this one is an Aussie author. Yeah, so a Brisbane Aussie author, and I didn't realise that until I actually got the book. So that was fun. As you can see, it's a very short, quick read. Just remind myself of the rating, because, yeah, A New Year's Wish, yeah. So this one was 3 stars. It was an alright read. Yeah, it was nice, obviously, to start off with a New Year's Eve focus. I found, because it was really short, obviously there wasn't much depth into it, but it was a quick, nice, easy read. And yeah, it's always nice to read by an Aussie author as well. Yeah, I believe the author, she writes just quick books like this. I probably will look up and see what they are and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see during the year if we venture to her other stuff. So yeah, A New Year's Wish. I got this off Amazon. That's where I found it and purchased and so forth. The second New Year's one is A New Year's Kiss by Lee Matthews. This one is a little bit thicker, as you can see. This one was an average read as well. This was 3.5 stars. I actually liked the plot of this storyline. A couple of sisters, they go to their grandmother's like inn or motel or whatever it is, a resort. And yeah, obviously one of them meets a guy there. She develops like a list of things to do before New Year's Eve. So that adds like a whole bunch of fun to the storyline. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. And this was also off Amazon as well as purchase, if you're wondering. The next two reads were for my local book club. I'm part of a local book club which is run by my indie bookshop, and each month there is a fantasy book and a romance book to read. You can choose both, or you can choose just one, or if you've already read them and a month happens and you don't read any, you can still go along and hang out and have some bookish fun. And yeah, I've been loving this book club since this time last year, and yeah, for January I did both romance and fantasy ones. The romance one was Ellie Hazelwood's Problematic Summer Romance. They gave us a cool sticker with a signature on it, which is really cool. The book itself, what did I give it? I gave it 3.5 stars. I did last year read the one beforehand, which is Not in Love. I actually liked that one better. I gave that one 4 stars. This one, I just did not like the male main character. He was definitely very problematic, as I said in my review on Goodreads. And yeah, I just didn't connect very well to the storyline and stuff like that. Yeah, whereas Not in Love was a bit better to me. But it was a good, you know, one to pick up and read if you wanted to finish that series, or you love Ellie Hazelwood, then go for it. Ellie Hazelwood for me is a bit like, yes, that book was great, or yeah, that book was average, or that book was definitely a no. So it's a bit of like hit and miss with me with Ellie Hazelwood. But we gave it a read. It was a fun one and an average one for me. We then had the fantasy book, which is In the Veins of Drowning by Kelly Cassidy. This one, I believe I also gave 3.5 stars for. I'll just do a check. Yeah, so 3.5 stars as well. It was a very different take on sirens, on mermaids, than I thought it would be. I thought there would have been like more ship oriented, out at sea kind of stuff. It was very land based, which was surprising. And to me, the story just wasn't happening very much, and it was quite boring. So yeah, 3.5. Yeah, it was just like an average read for me. I then read a couple of advanced reader copybooks, which was super fun in January. The first one was from an indie author in Australia, Queensland. This author, I am a part of the Street Arc team, and that is Alison A. Andrews. So if you're listening in, thank you for the Advanced Reader Copy Festival. I'm just trying to find it in here so I can do my review and stuff. So I'll pop an image up the book. I do want to get a copy of it, so I have like a trophy of it. I love doing that when I read advanced reader copies, and especially if I love the book. So the book is called Melt the Ice. It's part of her ice hockey romance series called the Calgary Mountaineers series, and it's book number 2 of that series. It's called Melt the Ice, and it's by Alison A. Andrews, who's an Aussie Queensland author. I read it as a ebook ARC copy, which was super fun and super honored to do that for her. I loved the book. I would definitely recommend it. I found it was a very easy read. I always love Alison's writing. It's just like quick flow through read, easy to get done, and yeah, understandable and all that. I loved both of the main characters, and I always love how Alison brings characters in from her past books as well, so you get to see like the golden retriever from the first book and a little bit from the couple in the first book as well. Obviously it's a bit easier in a sports book because they're part of the team and stuff like that, but yeah, it was really good. And it has like Aussie vibe to it, but this one also has a bit of New Zealand vibe in it as well to make it fun in that way. Yeah, so you got lots of tropes. You've got like a grumpy gully, you've got workplace romance, you've got forbidden romance. It is a bit of a slow burn, but I personally thought it was just like a medium. Yeah, it wasn't slow to me. Obviously you got hockey romance. Yeah, and the main characters are Alana and Dean, and yeah, it was just really well. My favourite scenes were the first situation when they meet in the workplace, the elevator scene, most of the scenes at the ice hockey rinks, and there's a pub scene as well. So yeah, I'll just read my like favorite quotes and then like a overview that I did on on Goodreads and Storygraph. So my favorite quotes were, "Who are you and what have you done with Dean? What do you reckon? Alien or just a body snatcher?" And the other one is, "I solemnly swear I will not interfere with your fun." I just like that one because I'm a Harry Potter person, so yeah. And I just said in general, a big thank you to Alison A. Andrews for the advanced reader copy of this second book in the Calgary Mountaineers series. A very enjoyable read, well written, incorporated all the hockey team members well. I just found the ending a little bit quick and abrupt. It would have been nicer to just like detail it out a little bit more and extend it a little bit more. Like maybe like the friends in the hockey team are celebrating a bit with what happened. I'm not gonna obviously say what it was. I loved both the main characters, and yeah, I always recommend Alison A. Andrews as an author. She's a favorite of mine, and yeah, I just love all her books that she has written. Yeah, great Aussie indie author. The other arc, and Star Wars, I gave it 4.5 stars, sorry. Missed that bit. The other arc book I've actually already got a physical copy of. It is How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates by Shaylee Thompson. I received this book as an audio of NetGalley. That's why I was kind of thinking NetGalley before in my head. This was my first 5-star read of 2026. And the one that reached my Hall of Fame. As I said, I listened to it by audiobook off of NetGalley, and this audiobook was, let me just say, it was really good. It has sound effects, and it was just added so much more. It also had like a male voice for the guys, and there was like a few actually, and then obviously a female character as well, and just all of that, like, it made it so movie-like, so much more than your usual audiobooks. Yeah, so the audiobook itself was really good, and then the book itself was really good as well. So yeah, a big thank you to NetGalley for this arc. I loved it. I loved all the characters. I really liked the references at the start of each chapter for all like the different movies and stuff like that. So I've got a physical copy. I can probably try and read one for you. So, you think I'm gorgeous. You're meant to kill me. You're meant to teach me. You must want to murder me. And it says like not miscongeniality. So she does like quotes from movies at the start of each chapter, but they're sort of twisted for this specific book. And I just loved that because I'm a big movie person. So, yeah. I just loved it all. If I had to choose a scene, it would be the friendship bracelet making scene that happens, where they added like friendship bracelet stuff, a weapon holder around the guy's wrist is kind of made, and it's like just fun. It's a very fun book. It's like comedy, mystery, romance, and obviously you got like the 10 dates where you like go around the tables and stuff like that, and where you got quick dating system. So like you even hear like a bell in the audiobook and stuff like that, and when murder scenes are happening, like you hear footsteps on the steps and doors closing and weapon sounds and everything. It's just done so well. So in general, my review, I just said a big thank you to Nate Dolly, the publisher, Simon & Schuster, and the author Shaylee Thompson for the audio art book of How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. I totally loved and enjoyed this story. The audio was amazing. I loved the sound effects that were included, as well. It was well spoken as well from the people who were speaking it. The story was amazing. I loved the references from romance movies, scary movies, and slasher movies. So there was also a bit of scary movies and stuff like that in it. There was also a bit of Taylor Swift references throughout the story as well, and being a Swiftie, obviously I had fun with that as well. It was very entertaining, enjoyable, and I'll definitely recommend it to a lot of readers. And I liked the mixture of mystery and romance. It was very well done. And yeah, I will definitely be looking into more stuff by this author, and happy to have a physical copy as well. I can't wait to get my physical copy of Alison A. Andrews one too when I get the chance. Just gonna grab some water before I continue. So yeah, those were a couple of advanced reader copies that kind of took ahead of the future books that I will now go to. And if you have seen my February TBR, you would have seen a lot of similar books to my January one. That's because those advanced reader copies kind of took their place. Yeah. So let's go to the next one, which was Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I was super keen to get to this one because it had been on my TBR shelf for pretty much all of last year, to be honest. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was really good. I was very surprised at how much I enjoyed it, and I'll definitely continue the series. I'll just put that down. So I used a couple of my challenge things for this one. So it was in my 26 books to read for 2026. It was also part of my fantasy challenge, and I popped it as start a new series. in case I didn't remember to mention the stars, it was 4.5 stars for me. I liked the mission in the castle scene and the becoming of the Queen of Luminous scene. It was written really well and it was easy to understand. It wasn't like it was complex, but it was written in a way that you could understand the development of the like the fantasy side of things and the world building and stuff. Like it was written in a way and built in a way that you could understand it and grasp it, which is really, really good. It was a great read. I will definitely continue the series. It was really well written and a really good storyline. A couple of my favorite quotes were, "To see one with my own eyes felt like walking into the pages of a fairy tale. I'd never been kissed like this before. That scared me more than a blade to the heart." Or the throat, I should say. So yeah, I will definitely continue with the Kindred Curse Saga series, and I actually have the second book on my February TBR, so fingers crossed that I get to that. The next one was sadly the first book on my DNF graveyard, and it was super sad because I was looking forward to this one. I will show you my pool graveyard. It's very tiny, so you might not see the picture. But, oh, and I should show you as well while I'm here. Hall of Fame was How to Kill a Guy in 10 Days on there. If I remember, I'll photograph so you can see up close. So yeah, sadly, this was my first DNF for 2026. I was very, very sad because I loved the description. I was excited to read it. It's called One Summer by Taylor Cole. It has such a cute, adorable cover as well. The thing that got me with this book is the chapters are really, really short, and it was like heading places, but then it sort of like dropped after each chapter and then went to something new, and that way it was written, it was just, that just threw me all the time, and the story didn't flow and continue on and stuff, and it just, yeah. It read very YA as well for an adult book. I did get up to chapter 48, so about halfway-ish. But yeah, couldn't do it anymore. So I obviously don't recommend that one. And we'll just turn to here just to check my next reading. I also picked up another summer book. It's called Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This was my second attempt at Alex Astor as an author. I did attempt a fantasy series. I can't recall what it's called. I think it's like, trying to find. I'm pretty sure it's Lilac, a series. Yeah. And yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one. I thought it was very copy-paste of a lot of themes of other fantasy books, very similar in a lot of ways, and I just didn't like her writing. So I wanted to give her a chance with a different genre, obviously romance, and this one, Summer in the City, which I did. It was average to me. It was 3.5 stars. It was alright. It was very copy-paste again to other similar stories. This copy is adorable, by the way, and I do love her map inside as well. But, yeah, I just didn't connect to the characters. The storyline was kind of copy and paste from other things, and the way she personally writes her romance is just not for me either. So I did give the author another go. I'm glad I did, but I probably won't continue reading anything else from Alex Ashter. If you're a fan of her writing, that is wonderful. Like, we're all different in what we like and don't like, so yeah. I gave her a couple of chances, but yeah, not for me. Just going to my other section. The next book I read was Love, Blood and Fury by Melissa J. Kincaid, Strings of Faith series, book 1. This is an Aussie indie author, so you get like a cool bookmark and a signature and everything like that. She is Aussie based, in Melbourne actually, which is super cool. I loved this. I flew through it in like a day and a half. It is pretty long as well. So easy to read. I love how there was like character art throughout the book. And stunning art, by the way. It is actually artwork by the author herself, which is absolutely, she's so talented. I loved it so much that I purchased the other 2 books in the series. One is on my TBR card for future hopefuls for unwrapping and getting on my TBR, and the other one is down here. So hopefully I get to them soon because I loved this one. Gave it 5 stars. It's another Hall of Fame read. I loved it so much. It was part of my 26 books to read in 2026 as well, so another one of that. I also put it as assassin themed for my fantasy challenge, and I also wrote it down in L for my A to Z fantasy challenge. If I had to pick a scene, like, I love it all. It was really good. But if I had to pick one scene, it would be the art painting scene. That was really good. A couple of my favorite quotes were, "Waves crashed like thunder against the bluffs, the purple night sky sprinkled with a handful of stars." So I had lots of really lovely descriptive things in there. However, the descriptions didn't take away from the story. It added a nice element and was done really well in this book. Emotions are weaknesses, thoughts are as deadly as the blade you wield, and love causes blindness was the other one. And I just said in my review, wow. Flew through this book, well written and understandable. Loved the artwork of the characters throughout. A wonderful read of the first book, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to the rest of that series. Such a good read. Indie Aussie author from Melbourne. And then we have one more to cover. Check my reading. The last book that I read was Mate, which is Ellie Hazelwood. I loved Bride, so I wanted to read Mate as soon as I could, and January was the month. However, sadly, it was just 3 stars, this one. Bride I did give 4. This one was very very focused on smart, I thought, and to me the storyline didn't come through very much. If you liked it, fair enough, but I'm one where that balance has to be really good, and Bride was better in that sense, I found. As I'd said before with the other Ellie Hazelwood ones, I find her hit and miss with things, and unfortunately Mate fell short for me with only 3 stars. It is an alright read, and obviously if you want to continue the duet, then obviously go for it. Yeah, and that was one of my books on my 26 list as well, so I did do quite a few of those in January as well. Yeah, so that is what I read in January. It was a fun month because I had 2 advanced reader copies, and I just discovered some awesome series that I wanted to continue with. Had some fun with the quick reads for New Year's at the start. Had a few average reads and 1 DNF, but that's how it goes. And of course, as I keep saying, like, we're all different in our reading. If you love certain authors and I'm not really a fan of them or anything like that, then that is great. Like, you read what you love to read, and I'll read what I love to read, or obviously why I do these videos is to share my thoughts on everything for you all. So yeah. Thank you for joining me in my January wrap up. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will catch you all in the next video soon. Bye.